Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you've called in from around the world. Again, we got people from all over the world, from Australia, Hungary, Europe, America, Canada. There's stacks of you. So many people from so many different countries, we cannot mention all the countries. Okay, have a massive list of things I'd like to cover this evening, and this is our last Tuesday training of 2012. And I don't know if it's for you, but we've had an awesome 2012, absolute fantastic year. And next year is going to be even better for many, many, many Sherlock distributors. As you can see, you got all the recognition on the screen at the moment, loads of powers, loads of globals, all from different countries. But what I need to say to people that's listening in live this evening is do not stop prospecting over Christmas. Just because we got that magical 25th of December, that does not mean that you should stop building your opportunity. In actual fact, it's the reverse. It's the most important date of the year that you're going to be with your loved ones, your relatives, your family, everybody, that you can talk about your opportunity. Now, you've had an email that came out from Michael that said if you're going to be on this webinar, then if you need to be on here, listen to what I say, how you can build an international business. And I've done this for many, many, many years. What you need to do is, might not be when you're sitting down to eating your turkey dinner, or it might not be when you're absolutely inebriated or whatever, but at some occasion over the festive period, you can talk to your friends, your family, your loved ones, and say to them this one sentence. Do you know anybody? Hey Mary, hey Bob, hey Bill, do you know anybody in Russia? Or hey Mary, hey Bob, do you know anyone that's in Australia? Guess what? You'll always get one answer that will come back, and it's normally the same answer that everybody says. And it's a 3-letter word. And they say why. W-H-Y. Why? Then you say, oh, I've got involved in this business and it's booming. And we're about to build a huge business in Russia. So much so, my upline business partner, or one of my business partners, is actually going to Russia to actually do an event. And has asked me, do I know anybody that's in Russia? And I just thought I'd just ask you, do you know anybody in Russia? Now, you could say this to if there's anybody in Taiwan, anybody in the Philippines, anybody in America, because I'm just going to run through my schedule of my flights that I've just got booked. On the 13th of January, my wife Julie and I will be flying from United Kingdom over to Taiwan. We're going to be spending a few days in Taiwan, then we're going to be flying down to the Philippines, spending a few days in the Philippines. These are all doing meetings. So again, if you have any contacts, I've been speaking to people over the last week and talking about Asia and everything else, and do you know, the majority of people that I've spoken to all know of either somebody or someone that's in Asia. And the majority of people know people in the Philippines. Now, you know, there's a massive contingent of people around the world that's Filipino. So if that's the case, you need to keep racking your brains and keep asking question after question after question. Because if you turn around and say to people, hey Joe, hey Mary, hey Bob, hey Fred, do you know anybody in Russia, or do you know anybody in Asia? They're going to say to you the question, why? Then you say, my business is building massive and growing massive, and we're about to launch an event in that country. They will then turn around and say, what type of business is it? Now, as soon as someone says that, You then step in and you turn around and say, oh, well, it's basically the opportunity I'm involved with is, you can say whichever word. I tend to say it's an opportunity where I can help ordinary people earn an extraordinary income on a part or full-time basis without affecting what they're already doing. Do you know anybody that will be interested? So you're not directly asking them if they're interested. You're doing third-party approach. Do you know anybody that would be interested? And then they're going to turn around and say either yes or no. If they say no, that means they're not really inquisitive. They don't really want to find out any more about it or whatever. But then if they want to sit down and talk to you, well, can you tell me what it's all about? Do yourself one favor. Do not try and recruit out of bounds. This is my definition of recruiting out of bounds. Trying to do the whole business presentation at a party, at an event, in the street, in a shopping mall, at somebody's house, when you're having dinner. That's called recruiting out of bounds. Not professional, and it's not right. And it will really annoy your partner, because they'll be turning around and saying, oh, I can't believe you took all night talking about the business. I told you not to do that. You know, just get their details, turn around and say, well, look, Mary, look, Bob, look, Fred, now's not the right time, but give us your email address and I'll send you a website that's got the whole presentation all about it. So they give you their email address, and you go home and make sure that you craft a really good prospecting email. If any of you would like my prospecting email, then send me an email on simonbrooks1@btinternet.com, and I will send you my prospecting email if you haven't already got it. Okay, let's move on. What you must do for 2013 is you've got to plan. If you fail to plan, you'll plan to fail. So many people will drift through life. You cannot afford to do this. You know, you have two choices. Life is made of two choices. You can accelerate into January, or you can decelerate back into December. Ask yourself a question. Where do you think the money's going to be? And don't kid yourself. Don't be turning around and saying, oh, it's not all about money, Simon. Guess what? Yes, it is. Because I prospected a lot of people, and they turn, and the classic people are people that are involved in health and nutritional MLMs, okay, which I've done for about 20 years. And this is a sentence that I always use. So make sure that you have a pen and paper and you just jot down the key points of this. When people say, oh yeah, well, the Sherlock sounds fantastic, but I love my company because I'm in love with the products. Really? You like the products that much? You're that committed to it and everything else? Oh, I love the product. The products are fantastic. Oh, Sally, can I ask you one question? What's that? If the company knew you love the products so much, they turn around and said, we've got a bit of a brainwave. We're changing the marketing plan, and we're no longer going to pay you commission for selling the products you love. Would you still sell the products? Oh, well, that's different. Ah, no, it's not. So you're not in love with the product. You're in love with the money, because you're only really doing it because you love to make extra money. Then when people really whittle it down, they go, oh, yeah, I suppose you're right. I do love the money. Well, let me show you an easier, faster way of making that money, where you have no rejection and no objection. Everybody understands what the Sherlock's all about. So at the end of the day, folks, what you need to do is you need to get your game plan. You have to accelerate. Don't throttle back over Christmas, because I tell you now, your business will be affected in the first quarter of next year. I mean, yeah, the beginning part of next year, January, Julie and I, we're flying to Taiwan, then the Philippines, then back to the UK, then the end of the month, on my granddaughter's first birthday, this is how committed I am, my wife, Fraser, and myself are flying over to America, and we're meeting up in Atlanta. So we're doing Taiwan, Philippines, and America, all in the first month. And then through the year, we've got a special event that's going to be happening in Russia at the end of April, 27th of April. Speak to your uplines all about it. We're going to be doing our first international leadership weekend. That will be announced. So make sure everybody on this webinar, make sure that you've registered on simonbrooks.info, because all the information goes out on that email. Okay, the other thing as well is what you need to do is you need to make sure that you add yourself. I don't know if you're on Facebook, but if you are, make sure that you add me as a friend, so that then when I can accept you, what I'll do is hopefully through the actual event, when I'm doing all these events, I can post all the pictures on Facebook and you can see it all. There you go. There's my my Facebook page. So when you see that, that is obviously me. That's me and my gorgeous wife, Julie. Okay, so add me on Facebook. So now this is obviously the last live training webinar. But don't worry, we will be doing them again next year. Last night was our last business opportunity live webinar. The next ones will be, the first business opportunity webinar will be the 7th of January. And then the next one, hold on, let me just see this one, okay. Then the next one will be, the next training will be on the 8th. That's Tuesday, the 8th of January. Now, the most important thing about that, folks, you need to get all of your team on that webinar, because we're going to be doing a special interview with Global Power Distributor Charles Monk. Even if you got open heart surgery, folks, you've got to cancel it. You need to be on this event. You need to listen to see how he has created over 100 powers in such a short space of time. And he will be sharing with you how he has done that. And it's going to be visual as well as verbal. You cannot miss that event. I'm flying over there. I want to see what he's doing firsthand. So I'll be flying over just after I do the interview. And then I'll be coming back and I'll be sharing all the information and everything else. And if you can actually get to the Atlanta convention, make sure you do that. As you see on the middle of this screen, there's 45 days left till the event. That's what it says, Shopping Sherlock National Convention. You need to make sure, if you can, be at this event, because there's going to be loads and loads of new information and everything else that's going to be launched at that event. Okay, the most important thing as well is, if you have any contacts that's in Taiwan or the Philippines, like I said before at the beginning of this call, you can say to people, do you know anybody that's involved in, let's say, Taiwan, or do you know anybody in the Philippines? If you know that, if they say, well, yeah, why? Oh, I've got one of my business partners that's flying over there to do a few seminars. What I'd like to do is link your people in, because I tell you now, there's people in those countries, and I'm going to tell you now, there's people in Taiwan and the Philippines. I'm talking about a short space of time. Yeah, I'm talking like 2 or 3 months. They're making like 2,000 a week. Would you say that's your short space of time? It's funny because going back, oh, I don't know when it was. It must have been about a year ago. I was talking to somebody about the opportunity, and they said, oh, it's not one of those get-rich-quick things, is it? I said, really? I said, can I ask you a question? Do you know anybody that wants to get rich slow? Because guess what? I don't. But it's as quick as you want it to be. If you can get rich by the time you die, you've broken the system. But I'll tell you now, this might take you 3 to 5 years, and you could achieve it. If you think that's a get-rich-quick business, then yes, it is. It is one of those things. And I haven't got a problem saying that to people. I haven't got a problem with people telling me, saying, oh, you're one of them get-rich-quick things. Well, you are. I don't know people that want to be poor with their life. I don't want to know people that want to get rich slow. That doesn't work for me. So I'm very, very strong on the basis of, I haven't got a problem admitting it might be a get-rich-quick business. It's as get-rich-quick as you want it to be. So anyway, so that's all our schedules. That's all our training. That's all our bits and pieces. Do not forget the first one, Tuesday, the 8th of January. That will be, I tell you now, The interesting thing, the last email that I sent out was get your people to pre-register on the webinar. That worked. We had a massive spike with people that pre-registered, and we've had a huge amount of people on tonight's webinar, and this was without any promotion or whatever. But you do not want to forget the first one that's going to be after Christmas and New Year. This will be a very, very special webinar. Charles Monk, all the way from Asia, will be doing an interview with me, or I will be doing an interview with him. It will be an event not to be missed. Folks, hope you have a phenomenal, fantastic Christmas. I want to take this opportunity now to really thank you for all your effort, all your commitment, all your hard work through 2012. And I wish you all the success, all the best for 2013. I won't wish you any luck, because as you've always heard me say, the harder you work, the luckier you get. But I just want to say from all my family, thank you very, very much for your commitment, your effort, and your support. My time is up. Thank you for yours. Have a great Christmas. Thanks ever so much, folks. Speak to you in the new year. Or